you need to be patient and resilient. So they always say that patience pays off. So whenever you are applying, you need to be emotionally prepared, because if you are not emotionally prepared, you will definitely give up. And there are some students that always say, we move regardless. We move regardless of rejections.
The moment you let that pain engulf your decisions and your future, that's where you are starting to fail. So what I can say is that you take those rejections not only as a disappointment, but as a motivation for you to move on with your life.
What was the most difficult rejection you ever received? Like that rejection that shook you and what you believed in. Have you ever been rejected? Maybe it was an interview, a scholarship, or even a job. Yes, the answer might be the same to most of the people out here. We've all been rejected not once or even twice. And today, I've brought you guests that are going to share us their stories of how they applied and got rejected and how they managed to handle the emotions that come with a rejection. From my right, they are going to introduce themselves so that we can know who we are going to learn and link with on today's African Learning Links podcast. Welcome, Miss Aul.
Okay, thank you, Noella. My name is Aur Ateng, an international student from South Sudan, pursuing Bachelor's of Pharmacy at the University of Rwanda. I'm happy to be part of this conversation today. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Justin Taban Charles. I'm a pharmacy student at the University of Rwanda under the Mastercard Foundation Scholars program at the University of Rwanda. I'm currently in level 2 and I'm an international student, a South Sudanese by nationality, and I'm so proud to be in this amazing place, Rwanda. And I'm also happy to be part of this insightful discussion to share with you my insights and information about the rejections and most of the rejection I got throughout my life. Thank you so much.
Well, a big welcome to our beloved guests. And like I said, we have all been rejected at one point in life. And because we are all different, we have a whole lot of different ways in which we use to process the emotions, to manage them, and how we keep going on. So today, I would like to ask you, Miss Aul, what was the most difficult rejection you ever received? Like that rejection that shook you and what you believed in.
Okay, thank you for the question, Noella. I think the hardest rejections are those that you attach to your future to. You spend so much time preparing, praying, hoping, and imagining yourself that one opportunity is going to change your life. So when rejection comes, it feels so personal. So, you see, for me personally, it brought disappointment and a lot of self-questioning. So I was always wondering if I was capable or worthy of applications. But with time, I realized that rejections do not erase my potential. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Aul. I would just to ask if it's not something that is very personal or very confidential, would you tell us like the specific kind of application it was? Was it a job application? Was it a scholarship? Yeah, something like that.
Okay, during my final year in high school, I applied for a certain college in South Africa, African Leadership Academy. Yeah. By then, I was not used to applications and stuff. That was my first time applying for that opportunity, and luckily I was shortlisted for that opportunity. So I did the interviews and other requirements that were needed, but with time, I waited. I waited for the feedback and responses from them. It took a lot of time. I did the application when I have not yet sat for my national exams. So after sitting for my national exams, I went home and I was still waiting, hoping. Whenever you applied for applications, you will always hope like to receive the positive feedback from them. So I waited and they kept me in the waiting list. So most students applied after me. Most of them were accepted, others were rejected, and I was still waiting. So at long last, I was rejected. So I was sent an email that we regret to inform you. And I think that was the most the most heartbreaking email that I had received that time. It was my first time and it was really hard for me to accept it. So that was my first ever application that I did.
I really can relate to that. Like rejections are very much disappointing, most especially when it's your first application. Because with first applications, we tend to give our all. Like you do a lot of research, write, present yourself in the best way you think that it's possible. So when you feel rejected, I understand how you could have felt like very disappointed. Well, thank you for that, for sharing your experience. And my second question will go to Mr. Justin. Just in your introduction, you say that you have applied to so many scholarships, many colleges and universities. I would like you to tell us, has there ever been a time when you felt like you would never apply again because of all those rejections and disappointment that maybe were even coming in at the same time? Did there ever come a time when you felt like, I'm not doing this again?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone must reach a point that he or she will feel like they don't want to continue doing something or continuing with the progress. So, yeah, there are a lot of times that I have tried, and there are a lot of scholarships I have applied for. Let me say one of them is the Chinese government scholarships, and also I have tried at USIU, actually, United States International University in Nairobi, actually, under the Mastercard Foundation. But the most painful one was the Chinese government scholarship, I can say that. Because when we were kids, let me go specific to when I was in high school, me and my classmate, we used to have dreams, and you plan something that is bigger than what you can even try to do. We thought one day of living outside Africa or living abroad, studying abroad, and becoming successful, making a lot of money, but you never know how hard is that is the path to those dreams. So I have reached a point where one day I tried and I sat down. I said, if I constantly, or if the answer keeps on coming no from all the applications that I'm applying, so what's the point of me still continuing to do those applications? But after asking myself that question, I sat down again and said, so if I concluded by saying no, let me stop here, that means I have guaranteed myself a failure immediately. But trying and keeping your heads up, applying for those opportunities, is giving you a possibility that one day those things will change. The answers that you are getting no, one day you will receive a yes. So unfortunately, after failing that scholarship, like 2 months or 3 months, I got the Mastercard scholarship at the University of Rwanda, actually. That was around 2024 in August. And this one opportunity has actually changed my life. And it has taught me a lot of lessons that I should keep on continuing and I should not give up. Because once I give up, it will guarantee me like that I have failed already in life. But life puts us in different situations. So it is how you are going to be resilient in that situation and manage to come out of it. Yeah, actually, that's what I will say about giving up in opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Justin. Actually, that's very, very motivating. Like the fact of knowing that it does not depend on the amount of rejections or how many thank you, but we cannot give you a place emails you have received. It's all ends up coming to you and the time you end up to decide to stop. Because most of us, we apply for opportunities. Like, you might apply for 10 things, 10, and all of them, you are not even shortlisted. You are completely being rejected from the start. So you could get discouraged and decide to give up. But the moment you keep moving, surely there will surely be a time when you get that yes email you have been waiting for. Thank you very much, Justin. And the following question goes again to Miss Aul. So Aul, you say that when you applied to that African Learning Academy, is it Learning Leadership? Okay, yeah, the African Leadership Academy. A lot of people were being accepted, even those that applied after you, and you were still not receiving any confirmation or denial. And then when it's even finally came in, it came in as a rejection. I understand how that could have made you feel like the people that applied after you were accepted. Maybe people who you thought you were better than were accepted, but you were not. How do these rejections that come from all the applications, how do they make you self-doubt yourself? Like, do they make you feel like maybe you are less good or less valuable because of the rejections, or you have some kind of way you deal with such emotions?
Okay, honestly, comparison is the hardest part of the application journey. So you see other people celebrating their success, and you're just there trying to process disappointment and rejections quietly. But I always remind myself that other people's success is not a proof of my failure. So today is their day and tomorrow will be mine. So instead of focusing on why they were selected and I was rejected, I always focus on how to improve my application and be able to secure my chance in the next application pool or in the near future.
Oh, well, that's very wonderful. Like, that thing of thinking that other people's success does not guarantee your failure is something that we lack most of the times, and that's what always puts us at this disadvantage of having self-doubt and losing self-esteem, because we tend to compare. We're like, if Aul has been accepted to that university and maybe we're in the same school, we even participated in the same extracurriculars, then it means that I'm not good enough, or maybe I'm not worthy of something good, which might discourage us. So having that mindset of saying that today was their chance and maybe tomorrow might be my day, I believe that it's something that could surely help our viewers, and it's something they can learn from. So moving on to the next question, Mr. Justin. The next question is, like, we all know that there are things we learn from being successful and things we learn from failing. Okay, and there are things you can never learn if you're just successful in life. So I would like you to tell us, like, the lessons or other things you learned from failing that you could have never learned if your first application was accepted and the only thing you applied for, you immediately got admitted, so you didn't have to redo the application process over and over again.
That's a wonderful question, actually. And what I can say is that I have learned a lot of lessons from rejections. And one of the things is that I have learned about resilience. Resilience is one of the most important lessons that rejections have taught me so far. I learned not to give up in my dreams and in my goals. There is a say I always believe in, which says that today's position is not permanent. It is always temporary. So life can put us in different conditions and different settings. It will teach us how to be resilient in those situations and how are we going to pull ourselves from those conditions. But the moment you let yourself stay in that same position permanently, that's now a failure. So I became resilient and I kept on trying in more opportunities, and I kept on looking further. I kept on looking further, not around me, but from other sources also from other people, and I kept on learning a lot. I had mentors and I had friends. I kept on checking advice from people who have succeeded and people who have faced such rejections like what I got. And the other thing is patience. Success doesn't just happen today or tomorrow. Success can take long time than you even expected. You can even try for 50 opportunities and you might even fail all of them. But the moment you say, I have tried 50, let me just stop here and do the other things that I'm not good and I try something else, that's where you are failing. Once you have patience in life, there are a lot of opportunities that we get. So you just keep on trying. You just keep on trying and keep your faith high and keep your head also up. You just try those opportunities with all your heart. You see, rejections, they are so painful. They can hurt a lot. You can cry. You can do anything, but don't give up. There is also another thing that I have learned is emotional strength. Because once you get a rejection, it will destroy your moods, and it will affect you emotionally and mentally. But the moment you strengthen yourself and tell yourself that I will not let this one rejection or this one email define my life, that's when you are becoming strong emotionally and mentally. So what I can say is that we should not let one email define our lives. You should not be judging yourself by other people's success. People can succeed and you can fail, but that doesn't mean that you are a failure. There is something that they are better in that you are not better at. So what are you going to do when you realize that you are not better in something? You try yourself. You try your best to improve on that one particular thing, so that next time you will not face the same failure or the same rejection. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Justin. I'm learning a lot, like a whole lot of things from you people, because I myself have been rejected. Like I cannot even count how many rejections I've received because I did the Common App, I did different government scholarships, but I was not accepted for either of them, which was fine. And I managed my moods and emotions in a different way. But I'm learning better ways because even as the future comes, a lot of rejections wait. Because the moment I'm done with school here, I'll have to apply for maybe scholarships to masters or PhD. I'll have to apply for jobs. So rejections are actually waiting around the way, and I'm learning a lot from you. And if I can remember what you just said, you said that it's all about like being motivated, resilience, not giving up, which is really very important. And talking about motivation, Miss Aul, I would like you to share with our audience like some of the practical things that helped keep you self-motivated even after you've received uncountable emails of we are sorry we cannot take you in. How what practical things that our viewers can take into actions and also exercise that helped you to keep being self-motivated and not give up?
A few things that I did to still feel motivated. For me, I used to take short breaks whenever I feel overwhelmed by the rejections emails that I received. Okay, I took time to reflect on myself and heal from the pain. So, and also I ask for feedbacks from other people, like to keep improving my applications. And most importantly, I surrounded myself with encouraging and supportive people. So they were able, they were in me in all the things I was in. So for example, my siblings, they were also praying for me. Mm-hmm. They were always praying and encouraging me not to give up and stuff. Also my dad. So, and after all, I will get encouraged and still move on with my applications. And also I ask for help from other people that are experienced. So I ask for help whenever I need it. And I keep reminding myself that one day, one time, like 1 year will change everything. Even though I tried many applications. I just hope that one day there will be one yes. And also, I used to celebrate my small wins. So you see, when you are able to reach the next step, so because most of the applications I did, I almost reached like the last stage, so the final stage. So whenever I reach the final stage, I always tell myself that if I'm able to reach the final stage, that means I can make it. So, and I believe that God's timing is the best. So as people, we are having different timings. So today might be your day, and maybe my day will be tomorrow. So people are having different timings. So, and that's what always kept me motivated to keep going.
Those are such wonderful tips, like not giving up, taking short breaks when you feel overwhelmed, getting feedback from friends, peers, even mentors, and celebrating the small wins so that you can keep yourself motivated. I believe one or two of our viewers can also try out those tips, and maybe in the comment section they can also tell us some of the other practical tips that they use, because you don't know, you might be helping someone out here who really is going through a tough time trying to process and manage all the emotions that come with that negative email. So the final question to Mr. Justin. To the person out there who is watching us probably, and they are going through a tough rejection. Okay, like the same rejection you felt from the Chinese government scholarship. They've just applied for something that they really believed was going to bring positive change to their life, and they received the unfortunately email. What advice would you give to them, or what comforting words and something that they should keep in their mind? What would you tell them in this difficult time of their life?
Okay, thank you. And I have a lot of lessons that I'm going to share with my audience and the viewers who are currently watching us, based on my experience and from what I have learned through the Chinese government scholarship. The funniest thing is that I got admission already at the university. I don't know if I can remember the name of the university. I think it is China Medical University or something like that. I got the admission letter. Then after 2 weeks, I received the rejection letter from the scholarship. After getting the admission letter, I was so happy. I thought maybe like I have met almost 75% of the opportunity. But unfortunately, they sent me an email, and after seeing that email, I even went happily to read that email. But the funniest part is that there was a small sentence there, which is unfortunately. It starts with unfortunately. We are sorry to tell you that due to overwhelming applications and something like that. You know, those people, they know the kind of language they use so that you don't feel disappointed. But anyway, that's what it is. What I can say is that rejections, they are so hard and they are so painful. So if you want to cry, after getting a rejection, you cry. If you feel disappointed, you feel disappointed in order to release that pain and that anger. But what I can say is that you should not stop after that one. You should not let that one email define your future. The second thing is that you should know how to separate identity from rejection. Rejection is just a message, and it is an email sent to you because of your application. But identity is who you are. You should understand yourself. You should know who you are, and you should know what you want for your future, what is best, and what best you can do, or what you can do so that you can improve in it. You should also not let that those kind of disappointment influence your life and your decisions to move ahead. There is this funniest, and there is this famous speech I heard from one of the artists called Crassus, Snoop Dogg. He spoke during the graduation ceremony of the Southern California University, something like that. He says that life puts us in difficult moments, and once we are in those difficult moments, we stand up against those moments. And there are 3 major points he mentioned it in his speech. One of it is that you have to stay humble. You have to know where you come from. The second thing is that you have to keep that fire burning in your soul. After getting a rejection, you should not say, this is the end of my life or this is the end of my future. No, your future is just unfolding. So what you need to do is that you need to take that one rejection email as a lesson and you move on. You try more opportunities. There is no way that you are going to get all the opportunities that you are applying for, even though you are getting no every day. But one day you will get a yes. So you need to keep that fire burning in your soul and keep on applying for other opportunities. The third thing is that you need to remember your background also. You need to know where you come from. And you need to know what you can do or what you cannot do. Because there are some other things that you as a person you do that there is nobody else who can do it better than how you can do it. So you need to just take those rejections as a heads up and you continue with your life. Because everybody in this world, they get rejections. So it is not only you who is getting that rejection. It will feel painful seeing your friends posting their acceptance letters, their visas and their updates and those things. While for you, you are just here looking at your rejection letter. It will feel painful, but the moment you let that pain engulf your decisions and your future, that's where you are starting to fail. So what I can say is that you take those rejections not only as a disappointment, but as a motivation for you to move on with your life. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Justin. And thank you in general to the two of you, our dear guests. We appreciate not rejecting our invitation to come and share your experience. I was wondering if you have any concluding remarks or like one sentence you'd like to give the audience so that whenever they think about the podcast they saw with you, people that are like, I learned this from Justin or from Aul, something you can, like a short sentence you can give to the viewers so that it stays and sticks in their mind.
Okay. I have a sentence. It is made up of 7 words only.
Okay.
So I want you to take this sentence as a reflection because I have came up with this sentence based on my true life story and life experience from all the rejection and everything that I have encountered throughout my life. It is not only about rejection, but there are other things that life also put us in. It tells how resilient are you and how adaptable you are. For example, like coming to Rwanda also, I came here, it's a new environment, and I managed to adapt. And also based on the rejection and those things, I have a sentence that I came up with. It goes like this: if it is up to me. So I'm going to repeat it once again. If it is up to me. So this sentence, I can say is that I came up with it based on my future. Your future lies solely on your hand. You are the only one who should plan your future because there is nobody who is coming from nowhere to come and save you. Those applications you are trying throughout your life, it is okay, you will get rejection, but one day, possibly you are going to get a yes. So if your future is going to happen, it is up to you to make it happen. Because your future lies on your hand. So you should not let one rejection define who you are. You just have to continue with trying and giving your effort in applying. Because applications, they require time. They don't only require time, but they require also your mental and emotional strength. How strong you are to endure those rejections and keep up with application. So I'm going to repeat it again. If it is up to me. So you need to take this sentence and reflect it. You understand it based on your explanation and your experience and how you're going to take it as a motivation and keep up with your life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, I can conclude with, as a student, you need to be patient and resilient. So they always say that patience pays off. So whenever you are applying, you need to be emotionally prepared Because if you are not emotionally prepared, you will definitely give up. And there are some students that always say, we move regardless. We move regardless of rejections. We move regardless of anything until you get what you want. Okay, your future depends on you. So it's you to make your future bright. So never give up. We move regardless and always do the hard things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Aul and Mr. Justin. I believe our viewers have learned a lot from you today, like I've done. So to our beloved viewers, we appreciate you, and we hope that you stay there to be receiving more of this podcast. If there is any recommendation or anything you'd like us to talk about in the next podcast, you're free and very welcome to put it in the comment section, and we will come and do whatever you ask for. So bye.